want me to do?
Big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this episode.
I may be out of a job, but I still have a career. Being in WWE for nearly a decade, you almost get complacent because something will pop up.
Were you expecting this?
I wasn't expecting it, but I wasn't surprised. The biggest fear was taking care of family, wrestling, making money. I'm not worried about that because I feel confident about it.
You'd be open to the idea of going to AEW, joining up the Hurt Syndicate?
That's a big chapter of my career that was never fully explored. It would be great to finish that out.
Such a great story. The way you got signed in WWE.
Yeah, I will cherish that moment for the rest of my life. That's a career, life-defining moment.
WrestleMania 34.
A childhood dream come true. I always wanted to be a cruiserweight. There's one thing in my career that made me regret a little bit.
Good to see you.
Great to be seen.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Yes.
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great as well.
Yeah. How you doing with the news?
Good. Everything's fine, you know. Once I got that news, I wasn't even mad. I was kind of felt like a pressure lifted off my shoulders. It was, oh wow, I'm free to do other things. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens.
When you say you weren't even mad, what could you have felt? What were you expecting to feel?
I was expecting to be angry. I was expecting to be, frantic and whatnot. But actually, funny enough, they called Friday night. I was in the middle of a leg workout. I'm doing squats, and my phone starts ringing. So I put the weight down because I was at my house. So for me, I'm just like working out all hours of the day.
Sure.
So I pick up the phone and I receive the dreaded 203 number. I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? And I don't remember the guy's name. I think his name was Will from TR. And I was like, yeah, sure, what's up? He goes, sorry, we're gonna release you from your contract. And I was like, my initial first reaction was, huh, okay, cool. He goes, yeah, sorry, you get this news on a Friday. I was like, oh, that's, yeah. So I had a show at NXT for a house show tomorrow. So I don't do that anymore. That was my first question to him.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, you're all good. Just the 90 days. And, well, if you need anything, let us know. I was like, okay, cool.
Were you expecting this?
I wasn't expecting it, but it was a thing of like, I wasn't surprised. I guess I kind of saw the writing on the wall after a while. And it's kind of just,
But also, you went through so many other rounds of releases.
Yes.
And you stuck around.
And all those times I thought they were going to release me.
Like there were some major ones during the pandemic.
Yes.
And you stuck around for those.
And that's what made me think, like, man, maybe there's this real future for me in the company here. And then, that just kind of petered out to whatever it was.
But you seem like you're in a great headspace.
Yeah. So I immediately thought to myself when I was released, I was like, okay, that's a job. Wrestling's my career. I may be out of a job, but I still have a career. So
That's such a great way to look at it.
all things oddly. He was one of the guys that he called me like within an hour of me being released and was immediately like, hey, dude, it's all good. Just being super positive as, Ali is. But yeah, man, it sucked.
Yeah.
Because, it's a dream job. It's one of those jobs that I'm a kid. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to wrestle for WWE. And yeah, and then when it ends, it just ends. You just move on.
Who else have you talked to since getting released? Who's really helped out?
Sheldon's been a big help. Lindsay Dorado, me and him, he's been a big help. Just, I've had people reach out to me in wrestling I didn't think I guess had a good rapport with, I guess, Like Dakota Kai reached out to me and just gave me well wishes. I was like, oh, that's cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Me and her had very few conversations, throughout the locker room, but it was cool.
But I guess when you're hearing from some of the people you've listed off, they've been there, and they know like what it feels like. And it probably feels like you've just been punched in the gut.
Yes.
And it's like the rug's been pulled out from underneath you. And it's like, well, now what? This is all I've known in your case for 8.5 years. And now I got to figure this out.
And I felt like I was completely started all over again. So like, I don't know what's wrestling outside of WWE. Like for the last 8.5 years, like who's Halloween Indies? I don't really know that much anymore. Who's a good place to, get work? I just completely lost because being in WWE for nearly a decade, 8.5 years, you're like, okay, I don't have to do anything. Bookings just come to you. You get used, you get paid, and it's like you almost just get complacent because you're like, oh, something will pop up. They have all my booking information. You know what I mean? They'll put me in something eventually.
And now it's like you're back in the driver's seat.
Yes.
Which is both amazing and also scary, right?
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Because you can now work anywhere you want, anytime you want. And at the same time, you've got to find all those bookings or agree to all those bookings.
Yes, and then for me, the biggest fear was taking care of family. I got a 11-year-old daughter at home. I got a wife who was battling Crohn's disease and is doing very well at this point with it. But things like that, the quality of life, that's what scares me.
Yeah.
Me wrestling and making money, I'm not worried about that because I feel confident in my ability to do so.
Yeah.
Like keeping up the quality of life that my family stays sufficient is the scariest part.
Do you already have some bookings lined up for when you are
Oh,
wrestling?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point, I got the first 3 months.
Amazing.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
But now all my weekends are gone. So that sucks. But
I had the Hurt Syndicate on recently. We did a live show with them in Toronto, and your name came up.
yeah, my boys.
Right? It's like you guys were in the Hurt business together.
Yep.
It feels like we're missing a member there. So
My wife said when I was released, she said the world works in mysterious ways, and this is for the better. You don't know why yet, but it's for the better. And I was like, no, I do know why. I'm gonna be with the boys later.
yeah. Do you think that you'd be open to the idea of going to AEW, joining up the Hurt Syndicate?
100%. That's a big chapter of my career that I really felt was never fully explored, and I think it'll be great to finish that out.
Yeah, like the Hurt business came to a screeching halt in WWE.
Yeah.
There was so much more story to be told there that is now continuing to get told in AEW. But it was just weird. Like, did you feel that too? Like,
100%.
You guys had so much more to tell.
I knew something was wrong when Bobby won the title on that episode of Raw, and Vince made a very direct comment to not have me and Shelby get in the ring and celebrate with him.
Huh.
That was when I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good news. Whatever's happening next, I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely, I think was it 2 or 3 weeks later, we did the full breakup the first time. The first time, the 3 times we did.
I wonder how different that faction would have been if you guys had a crowd. Right? Because it was formed in the Thunderdome.
I had dreams of like seeing a sea of fans with like gold ties and suits on. And that was my dream.
It just would have been so different if every week that was continuing to build with momentum and the crowd getting into it. And instead, you're kind of doing a vacuum with the pandemic.
Yeah. I feel like it kind of helped in a way because I feel like I got the best performance out of myself in those scenarios.
Interesting.
I was trained under George South in North Carolina, so we did a lot of carny-ass wrestling. So like I'm used to wrestling not in front of like 5 people sometimes.
Was that carny-esque or carny-ass?
Look at me. It was carny. Wait, can I curse?
Of course, sure.
It was carny as hell. Carny as hell.
Ask if you can curse and you say hell.
Hey, I'm a good Christian boy. Right? My mom told me not to say that words. But it was some carny-ass wrestling. It was carny. Like I did birthday parties behind people's houses for kids. There's not a lot you can do wrestling-wise that would embarrass me because I've done it all.
So how did the Thunderdome era help you then?
Yeah. So for me, it's just like going back to bum indies. When I was 2 years, a year into wrestling, it's like, oh, there's no people out there. That's fine. I get to wrestle like this. It's just training session. It's a training session. I've wrestled in front of crowds in front of 5 people, or in front of one time George had me sell tickets to a show. And it was all my family members because no one else was coming.
That was it.
And like he told me later that, oh yeah, the show's just for your family. We didn't give anyone enough tickets. Oh, okay, cool. So it was all 15 people in my family just like around the ring, like, yeah, chant for me.
So in the Thunderdome, you're like, it feels like it's the start of my career.
Feels like home again.
So you guys know that I'm always keeping an eye on what I eat, but I want it to taste good. I think that's the most important thing here. Check out this from Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon has turned their super popular high-protein cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic cereal bars. Magic Spoon's treats are so delicious, and this is my on-the-go gym snack. I bring it with me to the gym, or bring it with me on a flight, like for this interview that I'm recording here. Magic Spoon also launched a brand new high-protein granola. So true to what Magic Spoon does and the Magic Spoon promise, it's packed with protein and so crunchy and sweet, perfect for breakfast, perfect for snacking. This is something I love having every day. Magic Spoon's high-protein treats are an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go, and they come in mouth-watering flavors like marshmallow, chocolate peanut butter, and dark chocolate. The granola packs 13 grams of protein with 0 added sugars, and they come in flavors like honey almond and peanut butter. You can't beat those macros. These are great for a meal, they're great as a snack, they're great as a midnight snack. Get $5 off your next order when you go to magicspoon.com/CVV or check them out on Amazon or your local grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/CVV to save $5 on your next order.
There's a lot of people though that if they came up through the WWE system, they're not used to that.
Oh, not at all.
They're
Yeah.
used to crowds everywhere.
I've always thought the way WWE went about training was way too streamlined. You could go from straight to learning a wrist lock, a body slam, a couple holds, and then you're on TV on Level Up or NXT or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, but where are you learning? You know, they have PC shows and stuff like that, but I've always found it better to, I don't know, more the grunt work. You know what I mean?
But there's a little bit of both though, because there's a lot of indie guys that have told me I had to unlearn things for the TV style of wrestling.
Oh, yes. And that's one thing that people don't think about is that TV wrestling and indie wrestling are two entirely different things.
Yeah.
You gotta work to the cameras, you can't work to the crowd on TV because the crowd's not the big audience really, it's people behind the camera.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you see that red light, that's where you're going.
Yeah. There's a lot of story that was still left, a lot of meat left on the bone there for the Hurt Business. We're seeing it in the Hurt Syndicate, but we're only seeing it with 3 members. So there's a lot of people that want to see you rejoin with those guys.
You know, I see a lot of people that don't want to see it.
Come on.
I see a lot of people that don't want to see it. They want to see like Will Hobbs or someone else in there, which
Like a new member.
they want to see a new member.
Well, it can be Will Hobbs, and then in 90 days, it can also be you as well.
It could definitely well be me as well.
Is that where you want to be?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's there's so much meat on the bone that I would like to get to. But you know, if you don't, then that's fine too. You know, I've dreams of New Japan. Mexico's gonna be maybe good going for me. So you know, I'm just ready for things to happen. You know, it's one of those things where I've been sitting so long and I feel like I'm getting a little itchy. You know, something's gonna happen soon.
Well, it has to be difficult because when you're in WWE, it's every week, right?
Yes.
You're on the road every single week, and then you get released and like it just stops.
So for me, I had like a prelude to the stopping because when I was on SmackDown, I'm traveling every week and I'm
Yeah.
doing a dark match or something else here, and then I got moved to NXT. And NXT is only like an hour and a half drive from my house. So for me, it was just, get up Tuesday, drive to NXT,
Yeah.
do the show, drive back home.
Perfect.
So it sounds great, but there's like, I'm used to traveling. I'm used to going long distances and seeing a different city. And I mean, not actually do anything in that city because I'm so tired from traveling, but go to the gym or, you know, like coffee spot or something. And then you do Orlando. It's like, I've lived in Orlando. I've been in Orlando. There's stuff there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want to do anything.
That was just your commute, though.
Just to commute, just get there, go home, and I'm just like, just feel no thrill from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're antsy. You want to get back into that.
Yeah. And I feel like the longer I sit around, the more more sweaty I get. You know what I mean?
But with 90 days, you've got 90 days to get into the best shape possible, so that when you do make that reappearance, wherever it is, you look your absolute best.
That's the hard part now. Because for me, working out has always been like a thing I have to do, but
Wherever the road takes you, Chevy is ready to drive you forward.
staying disciplined is even harder. For me, okay, so let's say I have a sweet tooth. For me, it's candy.
Oh,
I have
yeah. What is this
Sour Patch
specifically?
Kids.
Oh,
Sour Patch Kids. I can't get enough. So like I'll eat 1 or 2 and then all right, cool, I'm good. And then I'm thinking I'm good for 2 days and then like 3 bags have been disappearing. I go, I didn't do that. That was my daughter. She ate all that candy by herself. I didn't do that. So it's yeah. I just gotta get disciplined with the diet part. But I've been doing Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, and just MMA training to get that cardio
Sure.
back because I hate running. So doing that training will get my cardio back to where I wanted to be. And yeah, just trying to make it work.
sure. You've got such a great story. It's almost like a storybook, like a fairy tale story. But the way you got signed in WWE.
Yeah.
It's like Cruiserweight Classic. You go out there and you have just an absolute incredible match. And then it's the please sign Cedric Chance. So you weren't signed before that moment?
Okay, so I'm breaking fantasy up here a little bit.
Okay.
Technically, I was signed right before that match. Actually, what got me signed wasn't the match with Coda. It was the weight loss transformation that I did to get into the Cruiserweight Classic. Because so we're going back. 2015, I figured out, okay, ROH probably not going to use me too much more. My contract's coming up in January. So I'm going to explore this idea of like doing WWE tryouts. So I had a tryout that I emailed Kay and Seaman for in January. And he said, yeah, come on down. We've been keeping an eye on you. We'd love to see you, whatever like that. And I was like, cool. Did the tryout, went great. They started asking people throughout the tryout, hey, can you lose X amount of weight for this tournament that we're going to do? And I was one of the guys they asked. I was like, yeah, sure. And they asked me how much I weighed.
Yeah, what'd you weigh?
232.
And you legit needed to get to
I
205?
legit had to get to 205. I remember asking, like, hey, do we have to be at 205 or can we be like around? He goes, no, you got to be 205. I was
Wow.
like, I don't know if I can do that, but we'll try it. And I had, but they told me this in end of January, around February, and the tournament was in June, July, I believe. So I had plenty of time to lose it, but I never lost that much weight.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. And the first 2-3 weeks, 15 pounds gone. I was like, oh, I can do this way faster than I thought. So I'm calling Kay and Seaman every week and a half, 2 weeks or so, just kind of check in, go, hey, I'm here now, because at that point they never said, hey, you're in the tournament. They just said, hey, keep in contact with us, we'll see what we can do. And I think it was right at the beginning of June they announced me being in the tournament, and I just got down to right at 205, like right on the dot. And I'm actually so close to the point where if I ate a ham sandwich, I was 208, and then all right, cool, I get it. So it was keeping that weight down was not an easy thing for me to do because I don't think my body was made to be that low.
But it's an impressive transformation. If you look at the photos before and then you look at the after, like you got shredded.
I got an 8-pack for the first time. I don't think I ever get that again because the carbs and everything that you have to not take in, the energy you're gonna lose just trying to get that low for me was it's not sustainable.
But I think it's motivational though for people who go, I'll never have abs. I could never do that. It's like, oh yeah, try.
You could.
Mhm. How
Honestly,
disciplined are you?
and the only thing I did differently from when I was regularly training around that time was I drank more water, ate more baked chicken.
Okay, that was your protein.
That was my protein because it's easy to get down. Steak is a little too heavy for me at the time, so I just went with baked chicken. more cardio, and more sleep. But I was more angry because I'm not taking in as much calories either. So I'm like, I was just so antsy all the time. But it was good.
So you were signed before that match, Kota Ibushi.
Right, literally the week before.
But it's such a beautiful story, though. With the crowd chanting, please sign Cedric. Triple H comes out, and we're like, our chance.
This guy.
The chance made it happen. We changed his mind.
Well, kind of, yeah. I remember finishing that match with Kota Ibushi. And that was when the moment that I knew like I had a great match. Like I knew I had to start making match the minute the bell rang. And it was over. I just remember the fans losing their minds, and I'm like, I'm holding back tears already because I knew like that was what I wanted to be. And you can see like on I guess the cameras caught me like as I'm trying to get up, and I'm just like I'm holding back tears, and I'm just bawling out. And I go back to the back after Cody has a celebration. The first person I see is Jack Gallagher. He's wrestling Tozawa on the next taping, and he goes, "Fuck hell, mate. I gotta follow that now." I was like, sorry guys. And I'm still crying at this point. And then Tommaso Ciampa comes up to me, and just gives me a big old hug because Tommaso's one of those guys that, along with him and Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens, were those guys that really helped push me to get to that point. Him, Steen, Carino, were all like big influences. Like, no, you're gonna be where you want to be. You're gonna be WWE one day. I know you will. And they were the biggest, I think, what's what I'm looking for here? Cheerleaders there for that. So that was so for me that was a pretty emotional moment. And then right after, Tommaso comes up, Triple H grabs me by the hand and goes, "That was amazing. That was amazing. Go back out there. Curtain call. Go." I go, "How's a curtain call? What are you talking about? What do you mean curtain call? Go back out there. Go." So I go back out. Fans are chanting, "Please sign Cedric." And I know on the YouTube clip they had, it was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of them chanting that. It legit went on for like 5 straight minutes.
Wow.
They cut that up. It was legit 5 straight minutes. And they cut it to a point where I was trying to go back and leave, but they're still chanting. And the cameraman goes, "No, turn back around." I go, "All right." Crying more, just crying more. And then I hear them erupt again. I go, "What the hell?" And I turn around and there's Triple H. "Oh, what's up? Hey, boss, how are you?" And then there's awkward fumbling of a handshake with the water. And I was a mess. I was an emotional mess.
But there's no better way to start your WWE career.
I don't think
than
I
that.
could have ever picked anything better. Unless you made me WWE champion on spot.
Sure.
That's the only way you could have stopped
It's just such a beautiful story, though. Of like you go out there and have a great match, and then we have the extra layer of like the crowd loved it so much they don't want to see you go. Please sign Cedric. Oh my gosh, we're chanting so much is coming out here. Wait, does that mean he's gonna sign him? Oh wow, it's amazing.
I will cherish that moment for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's a career, life defining moment.
What was the relationship you had with Triple H in WWE?
Honestly, it didn't go past that. Funny enough, like you would think from that moment I'd be a Triple H.
Yeah.
All right. No, I mean, I know there's a point where we were in 205 Live that he kind of had some saying there a little bit and kind of took care of me, but like I was never really a fully Triple H guy. I was more of a Paul Heyman guy when he was writing Raw and they drafted me out of 205 Live into Raw. I was more of a Heyman guy than anything else. Heyman gave me a bunch of little sidebar conversations and this, that, and the other. Way more than Triple H ever did.
What do you think you learned from Heyman?
Patience. Patience. For better or worse, patience. I remember there's one point I went up to Heyman and I was just like, I was probably on Raw for like a year, but I haven't really done anything with me. And I was like, "Hey, Paul, what do I have to do? Like, what do you need from me in order to get to that next level?" I think this was maybe right after we did the whole thing with AJ and the squash match we did on Night of Champions in Charlotte. And he was just telling me, "No, just wait. We'll take care of you. Wait. If you gotta wait 6 months, wait 6 months. You gotta wait a year. And I just remember going, I will be the best soldier I can be. And just wait it out. And every time they called me for something, whether it was the Gary Garbrandt thing or any other random thing they asked for, I was, "Hey, I'm here. What do you want me to do?"
Big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this episode and for always supporting the channel. So head to NordVPN.com.
Not knowing what I was gonna do, which is norm for the for WWE. I just remember just sitting around and then the ref tells me, "Hey, we need you ringside." I was like, "Cool." Go down to ringside, hang out for a bit, talk to some guys. Nothing happened. Okay. Then Shane McMahon comes and gets me and goes, "Hey, come to production meeting." "Oh, cool. All right." Follow Shane to production. He goes, "Wait right here." I sit outside the chair of production meeting for what felt like 10, 20 minutes. Shane comes back out, and in that time they had already got the plan together for Drew and Shane to bully a backstage crew member, a janitor, and then for me to take his place, put his mask on, and wrestle. I'm like, "Okay, why are we doing this?" It's the story with Roman and Shane. All right, cool. Fine, that's good enough reason for me, and that's all I got. Went out there, started and did the match, and I remember calling the match with Shane and Drew, and I'm just calling the spots I'm going to do, and I called the back elbow, and Shane goes, "So you do my moves now, bro?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Shane. This is what I was doing at the moment. What do you want me to do?" That was. The weirdest thing from that was then taking the mask off at the end of the match and then having a smile on my face. It was the weirdest thing because I remember the spot was taking the mask off to reveal it to me, and I'm like, I hadn't done anything on Raw at this point. I'm just a guy, right? A guy from 205 Live that most people didn't, who watch Raw probably didn't see the show. So I'm like, all right, cool. I take the mask off. And I remember taking it off. Roman goes, "Do it slow." All right. And I take the mask off and I'm smiling like with a busted lip because Drew just kicked me in the face with a claymore. And I'm like, it's me. It's me, Austin. It's me. And that's me, Austin. That was me. Austin. And I'm thinking, I was like, why the hell am I smiling? I just got kicked in the face.
Were you told to smile?
Yeah.
If you had won and then take the mask off, it would have been like, "Oh, he got one over. Wow."
Nope. Vince wanted me to smile.
But you lost and then made the big reveal.
And Vince was like, "You take it off when you smile big. Like you got one over on him."
That one really doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. But whatever you want. Whatever you say, boss.
You did it in that match, and you've done it in other matches, but the way you take the Claymore from Drew McIntyre, no one takes a Claymore like that.
I think I remember taking the Claymore from Drew that night, and he just said, "Man, can you do a good bump out?" I was like, "Brother, put the boot up. I'll do inside out." He goes, "Oh, all right, cool." Then we go through the spot and do it. And he gets the biggest reaction of any Claymore I've ever seen him do. That was me, guys.
But in order
He booted me, but I did the move.
But in order to take it like that, you got to actually
You gotta eat it. You gotta eat it. I think me and Tozawa are the only two guys that ever take it like that. And he just kicks you in the face. Sorry guys, nothing really about that. He just kicks you hard in the face.
It looks so good.
It's you just learn to put enough arm out so it doesn't blow your teeth out. But
Man.
it's actually I was trained in such a way that I take more pleasure and pride in how I make my opponent's moves look, as opposed to like, "Oh, you got to take my power driver or my brainbuster thing." Like, no, if you don't give me the Claymore, I can make like $1 million. So we'll do that. We'll do that instead of me doing my move that doesn't mean anything. I will do this move that can make like $1 million.
But that comes right back around for you because when you do the lumbar check, some people like sell that like crazy.
You know, it's the funny thing is, the less you try to sell it, the better it is.
In what way?
So I've had guys that like I get them up and they try to like recoil, you know, because you want to get that classic bounce and recoil off of it, but it never really works out. Candice LeRae is the reason why people try to take it like that. Actually, okay. So I'm doing a show in Cleveland for AIW, and it's like an 8-hour drive for me from North Carolina. And I'm driving up the whole way, and I know it's like this 6-person scramble match with Candice, ACH. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the guys in the match, but Candice, Lorraine, ACH were in that match in particular. And I remember thinking, I can do cool things with ACH all the time. That's cool. But what can I do with Candice? She take a lumbar check. And as far as I thought it through, I didn't think it was going to get viral or anything like that. I remember calling it to her, like, hey, you want to take it? She goes, yeah, sure, whatever. And the moment I got her up and threw her in the air, if you've watched the viral clip of it, you hear someone go, oh no. There's a very odd, like, oh no, bang, and she flies over my head by the rope. I'm like, I just killed Candice. All right, moving on to the next part. And then I wake up the next morning. It's viral on Twitter or Twitter's a thing back then, but Vine or whatever. When that was a thing, and millions and millions of views. I got death threats off that.
What?
Yeah, people thought I killed Candice. People legit thought I killed Candice.
People need to realize these are two consenting adults that agreed to do this maneuver.
It was people don't understand that, I guess.
And I'm sure there was a big hug backstage. Oh my gosh.
She's like, oh my god, it was so easy. I was like, are you sure? Because I thought I killed you too. But no, she was Candice is the champ. She's the champ. And we got other bookings out of that for AIW for a singles match that was good and everything like that. The weirdest thing about that came out of that whole thing with Candice is that now every other indie booking I was doing, I was beating up some random girl. Like
to try to recreate
they want to recreate that like thing. We're like, oh, you're gonna go viral for doing this to a girl. I was like, I don't think that's gonna go how you want it to. But all right, whatever.
How'd you come up with the lumbar check?
Mortal Kombat.
Whose move is in Mortal Kombat?
I think we got it from, I think Sub-Zero had a finishing move in the game where he ripped your spine out
Yes,
of your
yes.
back. It's called the lumbar intrusion or something like that. And we were like, that sounds weird. And then, so before I actually got that far, Steve Carino was trying to think of moves, names for it, and he came with a whole bunch of weird stuff. And he said something with a check in it. And I was like, I like that kind of, but I don't know what else to put with it. And then after sitting and kind of brainstorming with my wife or girlfriend at the time, Big Swole, Avery Monroe, or I don't know what you call it now, but Big Swole, we're calling it Big Swole right now.
Sounds great.
So we were in a brainstorming and she goes, what about the lumbar intrusion thing from Sub-Zero? Like, I don't like that. And I remember Steve Carino was like, something check. And I was like, what was lumbar check? Because you're falling on the lumbar and it's great. I was like, okay, that works. It's perfect. We'll go with it. And this is how we came up with the move.
Man.
I've actually been doing that move, since like the second year I started wrestling. So like, it's not a new move for me because I just randomly started doing it just because I think I thought it'd be cool. And I never seen one. I'll take that back. I saw Roderick Strong doing one knee version. And then, yeah, that's why.
Roderick Strong does all kinds of
He does all kinds of backbreakers. He had a real heat with me for a while because I was doing that finish in ROH.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a show in Pittsburgh. I'm wrestling Andrew Everett. and the booker at the time, Delirious, goes, hey, why don't you do that backbreaker finish? Because I had wrestled AJ Styles on an indie show the week before and he sold like $1 million. He's like, yeah, we're gonna do that finish for you here. So you get you over to the singles guy. All right, cool. And Roderick was on commentary because he was supposed to wrestle Paul in London originally, but then Roddy got injured. And then Paul was gonna wrestle me, but then Paul pulled out. And we got Andrew Everett to come in. So, all right, cool. We'll just do this with Roddy on commentary and to start the little thing with me and Roddy. And we're going through the match, everything normal. And then I hit the finish. And you hear Roddy go silent on commentary. He just goes quiet. There's a pin, 1, 2, 3. And they're like, hey, Roddy, you saw that? Huh? What's up with that? And then he gets up and throws a water ball in the back of my head. What the hell is that? So I don't know if he like shoot upset, but it felt like he hated it for a while because of that.
He took his move.
Roddy's the biggest effort. I can't take my move, bro. I do that move. Can't do that move. It's like, all right, I get it. It's your move. But for right now, I'm going to use it.
If you go to AEW, there's a story there.
Bro, can't do chopsticks, Roddy. Does everything. He does it.
Great wrestler.
Yeah, look, he's awesome. I've had some of the best matches with Roddy. So, like, it's fun to be like, you can't do my move. But, like, no, he's still great. I can't say he's not great.
What did WrestleMania 34 mean to you? You and Ali for the Cruiserweight Championship and you win it in New Orleans.
That, for me, was the childhood dream come true, so to speak. You know, because when I came up watching wrestling, I always wanted to be a cruiserweight. My first match I remember watching was Juventud versus Rey Mysterio in WCW. I just remember going, that's me now. I'm doing wrestling. And so I've always been like a big lover of cruiserweights.
Is it because you saw yourself in them being a smaller guy?
Yeah. I've always looked myself as a smaller guy, but I've been told tremendously that no, you're not a small man at all, so you can't be a cruiserweight. Because when I was going to be a cruiserweight class, I had to lose 30 pounds to get there. So like, I get why people say that. So, but for me, I've always been just that style, this cruiserweight style. So like, or I guess the mirror version would be X Division when I was coming up. So like, that whole style was just like, I thought it was so cool.
I'm with you. That first hour of Nitro for the last year or two,
money.
It was the Cruiserweight hour. It was amazing.
Yeah. And after that, I had to go to bed anyway because it's time for bed at school. So that's what I got. But so for me, that was always like, that's what I want to be. I want to be a cruiserweight champion one day. So to be able to get to do that, WrestleMania was it 75,000 people, and like they put it on a pre-show, and like most people look at it and go, boo, it's not the main show, that's the pre-show. I was like, brother, I'm walking out, and it says WrestleMania behind me, and there's people everyone in their seats. This is WrestleMania, regardless how you try to put that. So, and then going out there with Ali, I don't think you could have picked a better opponent for me, and he took care of me. Like Ali was I don't say the same, but he was the more together one of the two of us. Because I'm freaking out. Like for me, this is the biggest stage I've been on. I'm here. Well, last year I was injured, so I couldn't even go to WrestleMania. I had a meniscus tear. And then this year, I'm wrestling for the Cruiserweight title on WrestleMania. Not thinking I'll ever see WrestleMania ever. So for me, it was, I'll never forget that match.
And you won it.
And I won it. And my daughter was in the front row. My wife was in the front row and saw it. And I will forever be grateful to Ali for like pulling me together because I was losing it. I didn't know how to handle it.
But just nerves or what was it?
Nerves were killing me, man. I flew my family out for that show. So like my mom, my stepdad, my brother, his girl, his daughter, my daughter, my wife at the time. Well, no, she's girlfriend at the time. Wife now. Big Swole was over there. So for me, it was just like, I can't mess this up. If I mess this up, then everything's just feeling down the drain. You know what I mean?
How would you mess it up?
Blowing a spot, not being 205 because, like I said, keeping that weight was like hard for me to do. So like, I'm thinking of every little thing. Like, what if I look chubby? What if my abs are popping out? What if I'm not jacked? What if my gear is bad? Like, there's so many things I was thinking about that could have went wrong.
So just in your own head.
Just in my, and I was my own worst enemy for that whole week. I just did, like, this is WrestleMania.
And what did Ali say to kind of calm you down?
Just tell him, hey man, chill, man. It's just like 205. It's just because we had wrestled. What was it? It was 205 right after Enzo had left the company.
Yeah.
And they tried to like, and we had a whole big meeting about it to like rebrand 205 with more like wrestling. And me and Ali were the main event of that match for that show. And that's kind of that put everyone in headspace like these two guys are gonna be the guys that get the title next one of them or whatever like that. So for me, it was just him being the ring general that he is. You know what I mean? He was able to calm me down and just keep me in a good headspace because I'm overthinking everything. Hey, how do we sell this? And I don't want to be too stiff here because there was a lot of things in my head that was just messy because I was between the two of us. He's what, got almost twice the experience I do, especially around that time. I was what, 6-7 years into the business, and he was what, 10, 12. So I'm looking at him like, hey, I think I'm overthinking this. What do we gotta do? What do we gotta do? And he's really able to just help clear my mind.
There's something scary though about looking your dreams dead in the eye.
Yeah.
So if your dream as a kid is to be in WWE, and then on top of that to one day hopefully possibly perform at WrestleMania, oh, and then maybe I want a championship there. Like it's tough to look that in the eye and not be nervous about it.
100%. It's one of those things you get there and you go, oh, but I'm here. Now I have to perform.
Yeah.
You can say all the, oh, I'm gonna be the greatest. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But then sometimes you look at it and go, can I do all that stuff I just said?
Yeah, now you have to.
Now you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You gotta blank it out and go.
Yeah. Do you have that championship in your house now?
Oh yeah. There's a replica of that and the tag title.
Nice.
That me and Sheldon won.
Yeah.
I mean, make sure I got those two. Now 24/7. All right, we can leave that.
No, you don't want
that's
that
nice. That's just I didn't like the design of that belt. It was cool.
I don't think anybody did.
Just big old coin. That's
Kind of, right?
big golden coin.
How many times did you win the 24/7?
That's why I won it the most 3 times.
For like how long? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
I think the longest I won it was an hour.
An hour.
An hour.
Hey.
I won it early night during the pandemic and then lost it later that match Sheldon. It was
No, that was kind of the way that championship went. Like look how many times R-Truth won it.
was it like 112 times?
Not at least that many, but
Maybe.
47 or
It's
something.
gotta be so ridiculous. So ridiculous.
It's a lot.
He's like technically got the record for most.
Absolutely. I'm gonna look now. We have all the world's information in our pocket.
It's right there. He's got
I don't think it's in the hundreds, but it's a lot.
If it wasn't 100, I wouldn't doubt it at all.
No, there's no way it's in the hundreds.
I think that's what we got.
No, it's not even close.
Not even close?
No,
I'm gonna go 70. I think close.
54.
Ah, all right. That was off.
If it was Price is Right rules, I would have won because I was under.
You think you won? That's
Yeah, right.
Fair.
You can't go over.
But to be fair, as many times you've seen him with that title, it feels like he's
He's the guy.
He's
When you think of the 24/7 championship, you think of R-Truth.
It's true.
And the comedy that he brought along with it.
It's so good.
And that's the thing, because when that championship first came out, it was met with a lot of like, what the heck is that? Why don't you just call it? Why don't you just bring back the hardcore title?
That's what I thought they should.
It's all the same rules. I specifically remember Mick Foley bringing it out of the bag and being like, here it is, and the crowd going,
Right.
what?
Because that was when they were doing like the 1 hour Raw like after dark thing or something like
He
that.
brought it out of the bag and there was like crickets, and it's like, well, you got an uphill battle from here. And R-Truth just took that and ran with it and turned it into what it became.
Truth makes anything gold.
Isn't that amazing?
And I love that guy.
Yeah.
Actually, Truth was the first guy that I met as a wrestling fan.
Huh.
And I remember so distinctly. It was like Brady Cole Center, Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm walking through the main entrance to get to the show, and Truth in full gear walks out. He was K-Quick at the time, and I was like, how old was I? I had to be like 8, 9 years old. And I'm like, oh, it's a wrestler, mom, it's a wrestler. Look. I'm staring up at him. I just go like this. He goes, what's up, dog? Sorry about that. He goes, what's up, dog? And keep walking. I was like, that's a wrestler right there. When I later that night had a match, killed it. Like Truth has always been the guy.
Did you ever tell him that story?
You know what? I never told him that story. Truth, now you know.
Yeah, you just heard it now. That's cool. That's a full circle moment.
And he's just a cool guy, man. He's awesome. He's from my hometown too, so I was like, we're boys now.
Man, even more layers to this being a full circle story. Like I think often about like if this doesn't happen, then this can't happen. And if that doesn't happen, then this other thing can't happen.
I do think that if Truth hadn't been such a positive guy, that just that one time as a kid, it might have ruined my whole thing for wrestling probably.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
I think about that a lot. Like if Truth hadn't dapped you up when you were a kid,
That could have butterfly effect could have changed my life right there. Imagine if he had come on, let's go to the ring. Like, what would that have done?
what if he had just like I've just been just a total dick to you? Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And that's crazy, right? And those things happen all the time.
Those life changing events, yeah.
Right. And you're hyper aware of that yourself in the position that you're in when you're meeting fans and just like,
I at the very least I try to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in an airport or whatever, like, all right, I want to talk to people, leave me alone.
yeah, but at least a wave or a
Oh, no,
smile.
I was
yeah.
acknowledging. I was some kind
Of
of
course.
acknowledging because these people took their time to be here, spend money to come see you. It was like, hey, let me say hi.
Yeah, yeah.
I may be busy doing something else, but that acknowledgement always meant a lot.
They say that first impressions are important, but what about lasting impressions? That, my friends, is where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew helps boost your confidence in the bedroom so you can perform at your...
How scared were you when you were climbing up to do that massive dive that you did on Raw?
Okay, so about that. It's one of those things where something just happens and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So I get to Raw that day. I know I'm kind of in this starting thing with Drew that has the Usos and Roman and Samoa Joe all kind of in it. I'm involved in this brawl. And we're all just sitting there trying to figure out, hey, this got to be a crazy thing to end Raw. How do we do it? And people spitballing stuff. And then Drew, out of nowhere, just goes, what if he jumps off the stage? And everyone, what? What'd you say, Drew? Yeah, what if he jumps off the stage? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do that. But he looked right at me and goes, you can do that? Yeah, sure.
Hey, play for an ultra?
Race you for an ultra?
Don't forget, there's ultras on the line.
I didn't.
Michelob Ultra, superior like beer.
And you also don't want to say no.
I don't want to say no at all,
Yeah.
especially because like this is the first thing I'm doing after being drafted from 205 to Raw. So I'm like, all right, I gotta make this good.
Yeah, and it's your chance to make an impact.
100%. So we're walking through and I'm climbing up there and I'm like, oh dear Lord, this is huge. And the staging is such a way they still had like there was the platform there and then above is still like the screen that kind of hangs from the building. And I'm standing about gauging the jump. I'm like, if I jump too far out, I'm gonna hit my head on the screen. So I'm like, I can't jump far, but I can't not jump. I can't just like fall gracefully. I gotta make it some distance. So that was terrifying. I just remember going, hey, yeah, we can do it. Let's do it. That's it. I just looked at it once. I said, sure, yeah, let's go.
They look like little ants when you're up there.
Tiny. And I'm like, I'm gonna hit somebody. I'm gonna hurt somebody. Like, there's no way I'm gonna not get screwed up on this thing. And I remember when the time came for it, Drew throws me off the stage and boom, I'm rolling. I'm like, all right, gotta climb up. And my heart is pounding out of my chest. I'm like, this in my mind, everything's going wrong. But like, I can't think about it. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I get up top. Here we go. Stage dive. And as I jump down, I hit Drew's face with my chin. No one's bleeding, but my jaw is like erupting right now. It hurts so bad. And we gotta finish out this brawl going to the ring and everything. So yeah, I get volunteered a lot for crazy bumps that I just go, yeah, sure, I can do them.
Well, what's another one?
Oh God. The cage match with Omos and Bobby Lashley that they had on Raw. This was after Herbert broke up like the second or third time. I got to the building and Shane Holmes comes to me and goes, hey, you mind taking a bump off the cage? What? A bump off the cage? Like, yeah. In the production meeting, you said you could do the bump off the cage. I said, I guess I'm doing it now, Shane. Sure. We're gonna take the bump off the cage. And we didn't even really walk through it because they had the cage down. I got stood up to see how I would feel taking a bump. I'm like, this how do you want him to do this? Because like, Bobby's supposed to throw me off. And the way the cage was, they wanted Bobby to like press me and throw me that way, but the cage is a little bit too tall and the ropes are not going to give him the stability to do that. So we're thinking, does he just drag me off? And we had no way to do it because while me sitting up there on the cage just going, how am I going to take this move? Bobby and Omos are going over their match because Omos is still fairly green. He's still new to wrestling. So this is probably his, at this point, 8th match. So they're trying to get that figured out. And I'm up here on the top of the cage going, we don't know how we're going to figure this out. We're just going to jump. Okay, cool. We're just going to jump. Oof. And then, like, when it's time to go, climb the cage, I'm up there. Bobby's grabbing me and I'm like, I guess we're going. And he just dumps me off. Dumps me off the cage and just splat. I thought I died. There's a moment there I thought something was coming out of me that I didn't want to come out of me, but it's good. It's good. Did not poop my pants.
Did that fall feel like an eternity?
It felt I thought it was going to go straight to my head because the way Bobby had grabbed me, I was like, I can't, there's no funny for me to like flip. Like, I had to take a back.
Yeah.
How am I going to do this? The way he grabbed me, I was like, I was either going to fall forward or I'm going to like take a almost nosedive. That's kind of how it felt. I got clear over. Like when I watch it back, full flip, boom, bump.
Oof.
Everything's fine. It sucks, but I was alive. But in my head, I'm like, I'm going down. I knew I was going to go head first in my head.
Man.
But, you know, YOLO. When the boss says, can you do it? You say yes. And you do it. Make it happen.
What were you feeling when they told you you were going to share a beer with Stone Cold?
They didn't tell me.
They didn't tell you?
They did not tell me. They did not tell me. That whole thing was meant. So this was after the rivalry Drew, I believe. I was going into a thing with AJ. This is right for King of the Ring and stuff like that. And this is supposed to be like my crowning moment, like to show like, oh, this new singles out on the scene. And ends with me giving AJ the lumbar check, getting the 1, 2, 3. And Stone Cold came out and did something earlier that night. I was like, cool. Didn't think much about it. So I get the lumbar check, 1, 2, 3. Music hits immediately. And no one knows about this. Like, no one in National News he was coming out. So we just like,
Yeah, that's the thing. You're Madison Square Garden.
so we're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Madison Square Garden, Stone Cold. Someone can stun. Who can stun? So I'm like, he's gonna stun one of us. And then he comes out, just puts this all over. He mentioned me by name, which to me, oh my god, I cried on the inside. Stone Cold remembers my name and watched my match and put me over. It's like, yeah, it's great.
Man.
That's a kid's dream. And then he starts throwing beers. I'm like, yeah, right. Let's go. Stone Cold, man. That's one of those moments. That's gonna live forever in my memory. Like, share a beer with Stone Cold.
You didn't even know he was in the building?
No, he was in the building. I knew he was there.
Okay.
But he was supposed to come back out. But what's supposed to happen? Supposed to be me getting the pin on AJ, and I was gonna kind of set up the rivalry we were getting into around challenge for the US title and everything. So it was like, oh, he pinned the US champion. So I was like, oh, he's next in line.
Yeah.
But the way it was told to me was the only reason that happened is because Vince wasn't sure about the reaction I would get by pinning AJ. That's how it was relayed to me. I don't know if that's true enough, but that's how it was relayed to me. When I hit the move, they immediately hit the music. It was supposed to be regular, hit the music, we all celebrated baby faces. But he's like, no, send Stone Cold out. He thought there'd be a better reaction. And he decided out on the fly, and I was like, I'm fine with that. Stone Cold came out, give me a beer. Yeah, I'll take it.
The whole time you're cheersing with Stone Cold and drinking the beer, you're like, it's happening, right? Like, he's going to stun me at some point
I'm
here,
like,
right?
someone's got to get a stunner, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then we do the whole thing, like, then AJ comes back, he gets the stunner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Someone got it. I'll take it. He's
It'll be an honor.
I'll do it.
You're probably thinking in your head, like, oh, and how do I want to sell it? Do I want the realistic sell, like the Kurt Angle sell, or do I want like
Do I want the Rock doing it?
like the over-the-top sell? Yeah.
Do I spring him like head spring? I was thinking, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but please give me one. Please.
That's such a cool moment.
I'm never seen that.
You mentioned your wife a bunch during this interview. Is she still wrestling?
She is currently not wrestling. She's doing more of the announcer hosting role. She's trying to get into that more. Wrestling's just rough on her body. She has Crohn's disease, so it's not the easiest thing to come back when you're wrestling.
I believe she hasn't wrestled since 2022.
Nope, not since then.
Yeah.
There's thoughts about okay, maybe doing one more run, maybe, but she's pretty content with keeping her body in one piece and just sticking with more supportive roles in wrestling.
Does she miss it?
Oh, 100%.
I feel like every wrestler misses it.
Every single time we sit and watch wrestling, whether it's AEW or WWE or some indie stuff, she'll just go, oh, I want to get back in there and do that. And then like she'll start critiquing people like, oh, I should have done this, but I would have done this differently. And I was like, yeah, I know you still got the bug.
The bug never leaves,
It
right?
never leaves.
Yeah.
It never. She was gonna be a wrestler before we started dating. She said, but she just never did it. So I was like, oh, that's okay. I'll train you up. I'll get you in there.
What do you think's the best piece of advice a veteran has given you that you carry with you in every match?
Ooh, I'm gonna carry with me in every match.
Or just something that made you a better wrestler? Something that made you step up?
Slowing down is probably the one I use the most. Yeah, because when I was coming up, I was like, get to the spot, make it good, make it exciting, and then wait for the reaction. It's like, yeah, but then that's gift wrestling, and then people don't remember that as long. So when you can make those moments and slow down, let it breathe, let everything you did the last 2 minutes mean something as opposed to going spot. No one remembers that. You know, they're gonna remember the last 5 things you did, but if you do it, breathe here, let people remember what you just did. The reaction's so much better.
AJ Styles was on the show recently, and he said wrestling is what happens in between the moves.
Yes.
And I had never heard it put so succinctly before, but it's so true.
100%. You can. It's one of those things like, especially coming up in the indies, like you always hear the moves don't matter, and like people go, no, the moves do matter. I can do Canadian, I can do shooting stars. Like, yeah, but I can do a punch and get the same reaction you got off that shooting star just because of how I built it.
That's what AJ was saying, like that he lends a lot of his longevity to.
Yes.
He's like, I don't need to do the shooting star, the 450 every time if I can get the same reaction for a punch. That's like
AJ's probably the guy I watch most for his selling.
Yeah.
Selling of the moves. Like for me, he takes a punch and it's like, you just killed that guy. Why'd you do that to him?
Yeah.
I say AJ's probably like, I'm Mount Rushmore for wrestling. He's up top.
You know who else doesn't get enough credit for their selling is Roman Reigns.
That's another one. That's another
Like,
one.
and I think that people are just so used to seeing him in that top guy position that they don't realize that, man, when he is taking somebody else's offense, he makes them look like $1 million.
Well, yes. Like Roman, I think just gets the bad rap because like the company pushed him so hard, so people would want to push against that, but not realizing like that's the way we all want to be pushed, bro. We all want to get those spots and be able to be in the ring with the legends that you learn from like that. Because I think Roman's probably the greatest wrestler in this generation, probably.
It's hard because we're in it right now, but like I feel like he was getting the Cena treatment like 10 years ago.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Right?
Well, he was definitely the Cena guy.
And now we're able to appreciate Cena because he's towards the end of his career. And I feel like it's easy to see Roman's insanely talented, obviously, with everything he does, in the ring, on the mic, all of it. But I feel like we need some time removed from it to go, you know what? We didn't realize how good we had it.
It's one of those things you go, oh, it's gone. It's been gone for a while. Now we realize it's
And him turning heel was the best thing to happen in his career.
and being with Paul.
Yes,
Oh,
that moment where the camera zooms out, it's Paul Heyman sitting next to him. It's like, oh, what are we in for now?
What is going to happen? Yeah, that was great.
Who were you guys growing up?
Ooh, Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy. AJ Styles and Mojo.
Wow.
Those are my Chris Daniels.
5 great ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are my guys.
Yeah. And
Absolute favorites.
I think you can see in your style that you've borrowed a little bit from all of them.
And that's what I try to do. I try to just take little bits that I like because like I'm a huge AJ fan, but I love the way AJ sells more of the way Joe sells more. But Joe hits it, makes everything look so snug and crisp. But Daniels is such a ring general. He's so so many things I can pick from each person. Like and RVD just cool.
When I saw the best moonsault ever for the first time, it's just so clean the way it's like boom, boom, boom.
Blew my mind, right?
Yeah.
It's just and it's like not even like the craziest thing. He
No,
can do.
but it's so smooth. Like it's effortless the way he does it.
The way he does, he's done the same move for what 30 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I could imagine doing a lumbar check for another 20 years. You know what I mean? Like it's bad on your knees, but he's doing a moonsault.
It's so clean.
And it's clean.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay. There was one time we were at a ROH show, and he's with Kazarian and Scorpio. They're the what was it, SCU.
See you.
And I remember going, all right, I'm gonna try to double jump moonsault, see if I can do it. So I just did the double jump, and Daniel looked at me and goes, never again. Sorry, just want to see if I could. Just want to try.
I love how excited you are about what's next in your life.
Very excited.
Do you feel like maybe when you're in WWE and things are just being given to you, do you feel like it's easy to get complacent?
100%. It's easy to get complacent. It's easy to say, oh, I want more, I deserve more because I'm here in WWE. Which I think that's why I didn't, which is both a good and bad thing, which why I think I didn't fight as much for the office when it comes to like getting opportunities because, as you know, WWE's full of talent. Everyone can wrestle now, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it was a case of like, well, if I'm complaining to the boss, I'm not getting opportunities, I need this, that, and the other. Every other guy's doing the same thing. So how do I make myself different? I'll just take what they give me and make it work. So I feel like that's probably one thing in my career that I may regret a little bit is that I didn't sit by the office and fight and talk to writers all the time. It's like I just didn't want the stress. I just felt it was more conducive to my time to be better in the ring, be better on the mic. So focus on that stuff. And so when it does come, I can be like, I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what's next for you.
I'm super excited.
The world is your oyster now. And I'm excited to
What
see.
they say.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
excited
about
to see
pearls in
what- And every interview